Once upon a time, a long time ago, once upon a time, in a village, there was a husband and a wife. And the husband's mother and the wife's mother, all four of them lived under the same roof. But the husband's mother and the husband's wife never got along well at all. So one day, when the husband returns from work, the wife tells him, "You know what? I cannot put up with your mom anymore. Just get it off her, or else I'm going to jump off in the well in the backyard and I'm going to kill myself." And the husband is like, "Oh my God, my wife is going to kill herself. I got to do something about it." So he decides to, get rid of his mother. So he tells his mother that, his sister, her daughter, is not feeling well, and she's married, to a guy in the next village. So, and the mother says like, "Oh my God, my baby is not feeling well. So take me there. I will, make her better and come back here." So he, after dinner the same night, they start to travel to the sister's place. On their way, he tells her, "I'm a little tired, so you keep walking ahead of me. I'm walking behind you." They keep walking and walking and walking, and he stops following her and comes back home. The mother does not know about that, so she continues walking, and after a while she understands that the son left her in the middle of the forest, and what else can she do? She just finds a tree, sits underneath, and she's scared and sad, and she starts crying. And that's when the summer season, in the form of a girl, comes to her and asks her, "Am I a good girl? Do you think I'm a good girl, mother?" And the mother is like, "You are a very good girl, dear. In summer, we can get to travel around. We don't have any obligation. And we get like fruits like mangoes and such in summer season. So you're the best season, baby. You're so good." And the summer season is very, very happy, and she leaves. And then comes rainy season. And the rainy season is like, "Mother, do you think I'm a good girl?" And she's like, "You're a very good girl, sweetie. You give us water. Without water, we do not have crops. Without crops, we do not have food. You mean everything to us. You give us our livelihood, and you give us our life. You're the best, baby." And after that, winter season comes. And she asks her, "Mother, I am Winter. Am I a good girl?" And the mother is like, "You're a very good girl, sweetie. In your season, we get to sleep longer, we get to rest longer, and we get very delicious fruits and everything. So you're a very good girl, sweetie." And then all the seasons come together, and they give her a boon that anytime she talks, precious stones will fall from her mouth. And anytime she laughs, diamonds will fall from her mouth. And then they take her and leave her in front of her son's house and go away. In the morning, when the husband and the wife, they come out and they find the mother, and the daughter-in-law comes to the mother-in-law, and she's like, "Oh, mother-in-law, how did you come here?" And she's like, she tells her what has happened in the forest. And while she's talking, precious stones start falling from her mouth, and then the daughter-in-law is like, "Oh my God, precious stones!" And she starts picking them up, seeing that the mother-in-law starts laughing, and then like diamonds start falling out of her mouth, and the daughter-in-law is like really surprised, and she's also jealous. She's like, "My mother should have this kind of gift too." So she tells her husband to take her mother and leave her in the forest, also the same place he left his mother. So the husband takes the mother-in-law and leaves her in the forest at the same exact location and leaves. And at midnight, summer season comes, and she asks her, "Mother, am I a good girl?" And the mother-in-law replies, You are horrible. You are so hot. It's impossible to breathe. I mean, like the heat from this year goes into this year. It's horrible. I hate you." And then she goes away, and then rainy season comes. And she asks her, "Mother, am I a good girl?" And the mother-in-law replies, your rainy season, you don't let us go anywhere. Everywhere you see, it's like really, really wet and dirty, and everything is slippery. Everything is dirty. It's so hard to wash clothes and get them to dry. You're horrible. And then she leaves. And then after that, uh, winter season comes and asks her, "Mother, am I a good girl?" And she replies to winter season, "You're horrible. You give us so much like chills, and I can't go anywhere without like bundling, and even with bundling it's so freaking cold. I hate you." So all seasons come together and they give her another boon, that they change her into a donkey, and anytime she talks, insects fall from her mouth. You know, saying that they take her and leave her in front of, her daughter's house and leave. In the morning, when the daughter comes out, she finds a donkey, and the donkey starts talking in a human voice, and she understands that it's her mother. And the mother-in-law, the wife's mother-in-law comes out and finds out what happened, and she explains to the daughter-in-law what has happened, and the daughter-in-law is like, "It's true. My mom does not have a good mouth. That's the reason she got a boon like this." Sad, huh?